host, Natalie Parsons, here at the Louisiana SPCA with Christian Moon, the mastermind behind the babies.
Yes.
So, first and foremost, we have to go telling our viewers about some happy tales.
Okay. Well, one of the biggest happy tales is our last animal guest, Sonora, got adopted. Yay!
That's what we strive for.
Yep, that's the whole point of it. Get them out of here and into their forever homes.
Yeah. Oh my God. So what type of family did she end up in?
So an individual came and got her.
Okay.
They were a little older. They could have a full family. You know, we did talk about she'd be perfect for any family.
Yeah.
So we're just happy to soon get those adoption pictures for her so we can show everybody how happy she is in her home.
Gotta go shouting it from the rooftop. We can't, well, I mean, we have to get right to the elephant in the room because, I mean, everybody's like, who is this? This is the latest furry friend we're making today.
This is Alaska. She is not as cold as the state. She's actually pretty warm, and she is very friendly, and she has two beautiful eyes, brown and a little bit of like a silverish blue, or like a, I don't know what to call that color.
She's a stumper. What are you labeling her breed?
So she is a German Shepherd. So I think Alaska is just one of those little special babies.
She's beautiful. I mean, I came in a little early, and I was kind of just making friends with all the pups, and she definitely stole my heart pretty quickly because she had the bigger playroom, and basically wherever I went, that was where she was heading. And then she would, you know, put her paws in the glass door and just be like, you know, eyeing me with her beautiful eyes, and her ears went up, and I was just like, girl.
She is so sweet. And then she also just loves to be out and active, I think.
See that. A yard probably would be
a yard,
ideal.
big family as well. Someone who can take her on nice walks. Give her a good bath.
They all need baths.
She does shed a lot, just like a German Shepherd normally would. And it's hotter in Louisiana, so it's around that time to make sure you're de-shedding them and everything.
Yeah, so what do we know about her?
So Alaska was actually recovered by our Humane Lawn Rescue officers because she was trapped on some train tracks. Her foot got stuck within a train track, so somebody made a report, and we came out and we were able to rescue her from it. So she did have an injured foot.
Oh my God, who does that? So what did like her previous owner leave her, or did she, being the escape artist?
Escape artist that she could. She could have had a previous owner, or she could have just been out there, and you know, accidents do happen. So while they're out there just walking about, she was probably just walking on the train tracks, and her foot got slightly underneath one of the tracks, and luckily somebody was able to find her, report it. That way we could save her, and nothing bad happened to this sweet girl. That
is a straight up miracle that you guys were able to get to her, because I mean, if you hadn't, God forbid, but now she's really truly getting that second chance at life. So where would be her ideal home? Where would she thrive in your opinion?
I would say someone who has a nice yard, and even if you don't have a yard, someone who is active, who likes to go to the park daily. I think that would benefit her a lot. Just making sure you're keeping her active, moving. Also, someone who just loves to give attention. She's very affectionate. So if you want a snuggle buddy or someone to just kind of get on the couch with you and watch a few films while you guys enjoy some snacks, use some popcorn, her some milk bones, she's the perfect girl for that.
I totally thought that. Like when I was walking around, I was like, oh, she just needs that like partner in crime, just somebody to really hang out with. She'd probably be a good running dog, right?
She would be. I think so. And also, she's really smart, too. So we have treats right behind Natalie, and she's like, I want the treats, even though they're in a sealed container. So she is smart, so also watch out for her. She could figure her way out of a yard, figure her way into a cookie jar. But I think we all want a smart dog, you know, someone we can train, teach tricks.
I feel like she's kind of like the perfect mix. I think she can be lazy and a snuggler, but then I think she also wants to get out and about and have some fun. I feel like she has such a thirst for life and adventure.
Or if you just like to go to like a little coffee shop that's dog friendly, I think she'd be the perfect person. I mean, perfect pup for that.
I learned something. If you ever go to a place called Sidecar, they like pets, because my Gigi, I took her there, and I'm not even realizing that it was super dog friendly. So
love the place. It is super dog friendly.
Yes. We will definitely go letting you know about other pet friendly places as we find them. But Alaska needs to find her forever home. And of course, we have to go talking to our feline fanatics, because boy, oh boy, do we have the cat for you. Who are we talking?
We're talking tax evasion.
I love this cat, and I'm allergic
And it's
to cats.
around that time.
I don't even like cats usually, but this one, as soon as I came in here, this cat was front and center, was playing with me. I'm like, this is like a cat dog.
Right.
The cat's personality and traits are just so different.
So tax evasion is about, I believe, 10 months old, so she's a little younger.
Young. Okay.
As you know, we love to give colorful and fun names, and it is tax season, so why not get tax evasion? Don't do tax evasion, but get tax evasion and welcome her into your home.
So tell us a little bit more about her.
So she was just roaming around. So she was a normal stray pickup that was brought into our shelter. Other than that, we don't know too much on her story other than that. Yeah. But when we did find her, she was friendly.
Yes.
And just like you said, when you met her, yeah. So I think she would be a perfect little feline friend for your home. She's very sweet. When you go in there, she just interacts with you just very easily. You know, some cats are kind of standoffish. Sometimes they always say, put your hand out, let them smell you first so they can get to know you.
Cats too?
Cats,
Okay.
But I feel like as soon as I went in there, and also when you kind of looked in from her condo, she's just very interactive, and she just wants to talk and just wants to be petted and cuddled. So
she's gonna get snatched up. You know, there are some changes within your facility that we need to go letting our viewers know about.
We are now, our adoption and intake hours are going to be from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at our Orleans campus. That's from Wednesdays through Saturdays. So we're not open on Mondays, and we're not doing it on Tuesdays as well. Okay. But at our Plaquemines campus, we are open on those Tuesdays through Saturdays.
And you have so many pets looking for forever homes. And you were mentioning earlier when we were chatting, this dog is more about the treats than on camera time. I'm trying, folks. I'm trying.
She's going to have a little sugar rush from all these Oreos she's eating.
You were saying that basically the Louisiana SPCA is always at max capacity, and fosters play a huge role in helping to continue to get more pets in here. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, so fostering is a very critical role. It's a form of intervention for our pets, and it puts them into a placement, our shelter, to let them grow. So you're opening your home to a pet in need. So we have different types of fosters. We have our medical fosters that are helping animals recover. Also, you know, we have ringworm fosters. They're helping as well.
I know that. There were specific types.
Okay. Well, we have the specific types, and we also have behavioral fosters. We have a pet that's a little bit too jumpy, or they just need some time to really have a big yard just to run around. That way they're getting all their energy out because they have limited time when they're in the shelter to go outside. Our team does schedule time for our animals to come out into our adoption courtyards, get that outside time, just let them get the breeze, get the sunlight. But we have so many animals that we have to schedule and make sure they're getting their outside time, that they don't get as much interaction as they need. And that's why fosters play a great role in helping them learn how to act in a loving home, or how to behave around other animals or smaller children. And so that's what those behavioral fosters are really doing. And then also we just have fosters if you're interested in the animals. So if you're interested in Alaska, you could foster her. Give her time outside the shelter. And just, it's a great way. I say, if you haven't owned an animal, fostering is really awesome, because it kind of shows you what that responsibility is.
Yes, or also you mentioned that people could foster Alaska. That's also a really fantastic opportunity for you to go finding the perfect pet for your lifestyle, because not every pet is going to be for you. I mean, it's just the fact. And actually, I found 2 foster fails, and they ended up changing my life. And so I always like to say that become a foster and let the pet choose you, because that is the greatest way to find your forever best friend.
Right. And I think also the great thing about our foster program is that we work with your schedule and work with your home. So you don't have to have a certain type of home. You don't have to have a big yard. You can have any type of space, any type of schedule, and we work with you. And we also provide all the supplies that you need. We cover the medical. We send you with bags of food and treats, toys. We're always checking up to make sure everything is going okay.
That's awesome, because I know some people think do I have to supply the food, the crate, the this, that. No, when you foster, you are helping the Louisiana SPCA, and so they're giving you all the resources as well as the medical care for the little fur babies. So, I mean, I can't encourage it enough. And what if people can't make their home a temporary home for a pet? What other options do they have to go helping you folks out to carry
You
out
can
this?
always volunteer. So like I said, we do work with your schedule. So if you want to foster for a week, that's fine. If you want to foster for a weekend, that's okay.
Ooh, okay.
If you want to foster for long term, that's okay as well. We work whatever schedule you have. But if you can't foster, if your home is just not ready yet, you're not in the space where you can have pets, you can volunteer with us. Come into either of our campuses. Help us with socializing the animals, writing bios, taking pictures, also walking the dogs, also cleaning. If you want to help beautify a campus, this is a great way to help us clean up our adoption courtyard. So the pets have a clean space to run around and enjoy themselves. And if you can't volunteer, we also take gifts. So if you want to donate dog supplies, like used collars or medicine for your pet that you might have had, we take all those things. But we also take in-kind donations. So if you want to give a monetary donation in honor of a wedding or in honor of your birthday, we take those as well. If you just want to give back to the SPCA and the wonderful animals that we take care of.
Weddings, birthdays, any other, celebratory thing, instead of people giving you
your mom's graduation.
Exactly. Like there's no better. I know that a lot of times on Facebook for birthdays, you could choose an organization. Maybe for your next birthday, consider the Louisiana SPCA, and she's eating all the treats.
She's at her last cookie.
So whoever gets her, make sure you have a load of treats for this one because she loves them. So is there anything else that you want to go touching base on this week besides come and help out and pick out a furry friend?
Yeah, I just want you to know they are, like we talked about, different types of foster. So it's not just medical and behavioral, but we have our neonatal, and I would say that's like our babies. So we have our kitten crew, but you're helping us out with those litters of puppies and litters of kittens that come during summertime. That when we're already open admission and we're taking in so many animals, when you're taking in like 10 to 30 kittens, within a week, our fosters play a big role in helping us with that, and also providing that round-the-clock care for those babies who need to be bottle fed and things of that nature.
That's also a really good thing to go mentioning, being that we are not that far with how quickly 2026 is rolling, letting people get a little head start on, baby season.
And if you are interested in fostering, and if you're not sure you're ready, or if you don't feel like you have the training to do it, our team works with you, and we often have bottle feeding trainings and stuff like that to help make sure you're ready to let somebody into your home. Just for temporary time.
How can people reach out to you folks if they're interested? Come on.
So you can email us at fosters@laspca.org or info@laspca.org, or you can just go to our website at www.louisianaspca.org and just go to our foster tab, and you can learn all about our foster program, and you can sign up. And once you fill out that application, one of our amazing foster coordinators will reach out, and they will make it happen. So you can get ready to take home a wonderful pup or kitten. And sometimes we have people foster bunnies. So we have all types of animals here.
That. Well, I think that because we are out of treats, maybe it's time we go wrapping up this segment. But as always, this is Alaska looking for her forever home over at the Louisiana SPCA. Love being here. Can't wait for the next episode we do. And of course, don't go anywhere because Neighborly Natalie's What Up NOLA is up next. Welcome back to Neighborly Natalie. This is probably, I love all parts of my segment, but I will say What Up NOLA is significantly a lot of fun to me because it is the part of the show where you, the viewer, directs what we go talking about and whether or not we have fun in general. So on Fridays, I go posting on my Facebook, Twitter, Instagram pages, letting you know that submissions are open for questions. You can give me questions, you could sound off on topics, you can just basically say whatever you want, and we have an open conversation about whatever you want to talk about. And usually the submission time is until that following Sunday. And so you just comment underneath usually a little image like this, and then you let me know what you want to go saying and all that jazz. I will say this past weekend, y'all were a little bit quiet on me, so I ended up actually doing a Facebook Live after Saturday's newscast, and we were gabbing for an hour, and these questions for today are all from there. So just keep that in mind, that if you want to go commenting on the posting that you see on my social media, you could do that, or I may have to just start doing Facebook Lives and get y'all to go chatting with me even more than this segment already does. So let's get to number 1. Okay, so we have Christopher Warden, Blade Finch, and Lewis Brown kind of talking along the same route here. We have Christopher asking, favorite restaurant in NOLA so far. Bladen goes saying, what's your favorite NOLA restaurant? My last visit was, well, a while ago, and it was Mother's, which I've actually heard is a really great place, but I have yet to check it out, but I'm putting it on my to-do list. And then we have Lewis saying, try Mandina's on Canal Street, so I'm gonna put that one on my list as well. But in particular, when it comes to my favorite restaurants, I could tell you some of the places that I've checked out. And one of the recent places, I'd say, when I was actually scoping out NOLA for my move, I went to a place called Felix Restaurant and Oyster Bar. I went to the specific location along Lakeshore Drive, and it's at this location that I had my very first cup of turtle soup. Okay, this former northerner is getting converted to southern, and I will say, for somebody who has never had turtle before, it had a very interesting texture. It kind of reminded me a little bit of like a smooth chicken, but more of like the texture of mushroom. That's what I think. It was interesting. I don't know if I will ever have another cup of turtle soup, but I'm glad that I indulged and that I gave it a try. And then next up, in terms of favorite restaurants, this one I experienced a few weeks ago. I had a college friend come into town, and we were venturing down the Lower Garden District along Magazine Street, and he actually came across a place called Gris Gris. And I had my very first cup, okay, of chicken and sausage gumbo. It was so good. It was so good. And I think that may actually be my new favorite southern dish. And any chance that I can have chicken and sausage gumbo, yes, please. I will never say no. And one of the really cool things about Gris Gris is that where it is located, if you go there at night, you have a really nice view of the Crescent City Connection all lit up, and it's really, really nice. And the service was great there, and they have a balcony, so with the weather getting warmer, I mean, by all means, who doesn't like a balcony or a patio down here? And then another place that I really like, I also went to this place with my college friend when they came to visit. We ventured over to Cafe de Mon, but we went to the City Park location, which I had never been before. And the beignets, I will say, I didn't get to try them because at this point in my life, I'm gluten-free. My friend does not. So I just sat there and watched him eat them. And I was like, I need to find a place that actually goes making gluten-free beignets. So if you know of a place, please let me know. But moving on to the next question, what is one of your favorite foods living here now? What is my favorite thing? So before I was gluten-free, I could go eating shrimp po' boys all day, every day. They were my absolute favorite. And actually, when I came down here back in 2011 with my mom, we were such tourists. We ventured around the French Quarter, and we went to a place called Oceana, which I actually revisited for my birthday this past December, and I definitely enjoyed everything that I ate with them. We're talking grilled shrimp with some gravy and mashed potatoes. It was beyond amazing. And then I had something that is not gluten-free, but every now and then, I'm not perfect, I indulge and I just decide what I'm willing to be in pain for. And I had some happy birthday cheesecake. It was delicious. I mean, I'm a former northerner. We love our New York style cheesecake, thank you very much. So that was delicious. And then also, I'm not really a drinker, so I kind of indulge on the mocktails, and they have something called the French Quarter Fizz. It's basically cranberry juice, ginger ale, lime juice, and I don't know what they do because there's no other location that's serving it up with a little extra bubbly factor to it. So Oceana is definitely one of my favorite places, and it was really cool having been there back in 2011 and then to go visiting there, you know, 20-something years later. So it was really, really cool. And I'm hoping my mom comes back down here so we could really do a redo of many, many moons ago. So Oceana is one of my favorite places. I'm on the hunt for a gluten-free po' boy. Thank you very much, but that is definitely my number one overall. Shrimp any day. Moving on to this next one. This is one of my really good friends from Eastern North Carolina, Judson Simpson. Ready for the rodeo, LOL. Listen, you'll have to ride the mechanical bull again if we do it again. So we went to a rodeo back in, oh, what year was that? That was 2024. And it was my very, very first time going to a rodeo. It was some teeny tiny town that was doing it. And him and I, we went. It was the coolest experience to go seeing the bulls and the horses and whatever. And of course they had a mechanical bull. Me being a former Northerner, I've never done anything like that before until that rodeo. So I hopped on and I was actually really surprised with myself as to how long I held on for. Because I think even the guy who was controlling the bull was like, this chick's gotta fall off at some point. And so, but I will say that I kind of rearranged myself while I was on it, and I don't think you're supposed to do that. I think maybe I switched arms or something. I did something you're not supposed to do. But overall, I'm always down for a mechanical bull. I know that there's one down in the French Quarter, and for Mardi Gras, I was kind of eyeing it, but I was like, nope, I'm gonna dress, I'm gonna behave. But in terms of rodeos, we do have a few coming up, especially the Hondo Rodeo Fest, which is right here in New Orleans. That's happening in April. There's also a lineup of some massive big headliners in terms of performances. So that's in April, Judson, so you better start planning to get here. And then there's also the Angela Prison Rodeo. I don't think the dates have been released yet for that one. And I heard that is a lot of fun too. So I gotta get checking out rodeos in these parts, and I'm sure, no offense to the small town Eastern North Carolina folks, but I am sure that the rodeos here really are something to see. Moving on to the next question, we have Lewis Brown and we have Kevin, and they're asking me about, did you love Mardi Gras and how was your Mardi Gras overall? So I experienced my very first Mardi Gras, never experienced anything like that before. And just in terms of, different events that I checked out. First, I checked out Family Gras out in Metairie. And I have to say, I have a new nickname for all my Metairie folks. You are marvelous Metairie, because I had a nice time. Everybody out there was so nice. Kids were having an awesome time. Families were having an awesome time. You had big name performers, and I got to see my very first parade in those parts. So that was a lot of fun. And the weather that night was really, really cool. It was a little bit on the cooler side. It wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. It was just right. And then after that, I did experience some of the Deep Gras festivities along Bourbon Street when I did some lives on the weekend along the balcony of the Royal Sonesta right along Bourbon Street. And bourbon is definitely something. You come across all different types of people wearing all different types of things. Some people wearing too much, some people not wearing enough. But it's definitely very interesting because it's the one spot that you come across people from everywhere. International, domestic, and it's just really, really cool. And I was actually in the same spot for Mardi Gras, and it was a little bit more rowdy than the Deep Gras stuff. I ended up leaving Bourbon around 2 p.m. and I learned that you really have to be careful of where you go parking, because I thought I parked in a decent spot and I ended up getting locked in. So I was there for like a whole extra hour trying to leave. But I learned my lesson with that one. Massive shout out to all the law enforcement who were helping things to not get too crazy and helping people like me who are idiots who park in the wrong spot. So they definitely helped me. But I kind of feel like I'm still processing Mardi Gras. I'm still trying to learn exactly what it is because, like I said, I'm not originally from here and nobody does Mardi Gras like Louisiana. And I feel like the actual Mardi Gras day is like the equivalent from what I've seen. It's like a cross between Halloween, Renaissance Festival, and then Pride Month. It's just like a hybrid of so many different things. But I will say that next year for Mardi Gras and Carnival season, I definitely need to officially go trying a king cake because I almost feel like a Mardi Gras failure in the fact that I did not have a king cake. But once again, I'm gluten-free, and that's kind of something that you have to make an absolute effort for, and I was kind of lazy the last few months. So I feel like I failed in that aspect. And then also, I want to go checking out more of the parades because I've seen some of the floats, and they're just so extraordinary, and the vibes along the parade route is just insane. And then also, I live down in the Lower Garden District. I was basically locked in the last 2 weeks, so I think maybe next year I'll check out more of the festivities going on, like in my backyard, so to speak. I mean, I should have done it. So overall, I think Mardi Gras is really, really cool, and I love experiencing the culture of this area because out of all the spots that I've lived between Fargo and Columbia, South Carolina, Greenville, North Carolina, New York, there's no other place like Louisiana and New Orleans with culture that is just so engulfed into everything. And I just have this like real thirst to go learning more and more about this awesome spot that I am lucky enough to go living. So overall, Mardi Gras, super cool. Can't wait for next year. Those are the questions for this week's Neighborly Natalie What Up NOLA segment. I love this. I hope that we have more participation next week, and it'll be very interesting to see the direction. This week, I hope I'm not leaving you too hungry because we definitely indulged in a lot of the food stuff. So keep an eye out on my social media for when submissions are open, and if not, then I will be making an appearance on social media, doing a live with you and chatting with you there. But overall, this is Neighborly Natalie, and I'll catch you next week.